Hello and thanks for joining us from our studios in Israel. I'm Aaron Porras here with ILTV's morning briefing.
The United Kingdom's central opposition party, the Labour Party, is facing some extreme blowback following allegations of anti-Semitism. And indeed, the party's past is littered with scandals, especially with regards to party head Jeremy Corbyn. Well, in an effort to put those scandals behind them, the party's publicly accepted the internationally recognized definition of anti-Semitism. Their addition of a caveat to this definition, however, has only served to reignite the scandal all over again. Most nations and political factions have adopted the definition of anti-Semitism set forth by the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance as a global standard. Among the fine print of this definition are texts that defend Israel's right to exist, forbid the comparison of modern Israeli policies to that of the Nazis, and not holding Jews collectively responsible for actions that the Israeli government takes. While the Labour Party's adoption of the IHRA's definition is certainly a long time coming, this is where the caveat kicks in. The Labour Party has said that in addition to adopting the definition, the party adds an addendum, which, quote, ensures that this will not in any way undermine freedom of expression on Israel or the rights of Palestinians, end quote. This somewhat vague condition has divided UK Jews, who've long felt hostility or at least passive acceptance of anti-Semitism rampant throughout the kingdom. Labour Friends of Israel director Jennifer Gerber sums up how many British Jews feel by saying, quote, it's appalling that the Labour Party has once again ignored the view clearly and repeatedly stated by the Jewish community, that it should adopt the full IHRA definition without additions, omissions, or caveats, end quote. Now, at the top of all these scandals is arguably the UK's Labour Party leader, Jeremy Corbyn. Corbyn has long been accused of harboring an openly anti-Semitic agenda and letting it take over his party. Labour members have resigned following the resurfacing of video footage in which Corbyn can be seen questioning Israel's right to exist, comparing Israel's conduct to that of the Nazis, and calling Hamas terrorists his brothers. And that's after the recent leaking of photos of Corbyn at terrorist memorials. So if anything, this is all evidence that something is certainly afoul in the United Kingdom. A fresh round of airstrikes have just been reported across various provinces in northern Syria. Witnesses say they saw Israeli aircraft at the scene of the bombings, which at this time have left approximately 3 people dead. As usual with army policy, Israel has neither confirmed nor denied any involvement. But having said that, this alleged attack took place just a few hours after Israel did confirm that it had carried out some 200 bombings in Syria over the last 2 years. This admission comes from Israel's own intelligence minister Israel Katz addressing a crowd at IDC Herzliya's Conference for International Counterterrorism. The statement is a rare confirmation of what most have widely assumed, that the army has conducted regular and all-encompassing strikes throughout Syria in order to protect its own interests. This latest alleged airstrike in Syria took place in the early morning hours in the northwest Syrian town of Wadi al-Uyun. Now notably, it doesn't appear as though any specific military compounds were the target here. Having said that, this region has been linked to a purported missile factory and is also believed to be the location of at least one significant Syrian scientific research center. Syria media reported that anti-air defense batteries scrambled just in time to block a lot of the alleged airstrikes, but at the same time, many missiles do seem to have reached their targets. Video and photo evidence has quickly surfaced on social media, showing the effects of the blasts. A mix of Syrian and Iranian nationals are said to have been injured in these alleged airstrikes. According to the Foreign Ministry, a northern Israeli woman visiting India died on Tuesday, apparently from an allergic reaction to milk. Israel's consul in Delhi said they're working together with Indian authorities to bring the body back to Israel for burial, but this incident follows several other recent accidents in Southeast Asia involving Israelis too. In June, another Israeli woman was killed and 4 others injured in an accident on an Indian mountain road. And then just last week, an Israeli man was killed and his wife injured in a car accident while honeymooning in Thailand. These incidents are a bit extreme, however, and are certainly outliers in Israeli travel. Tens of thousands of Israelis travel to India, Nepal, Thailand, and other Southeast Asian countries every year, especially following the end of their army service. The woman who just passed away this week has not yet been named. After years of efforts, Israeli Arab singer Nasreen Kadri's conversion to Judaism has been denied by the chief rabbinate and the Interior Ministry. The reason? Because she converted through a rabbi outside the Israeli rabbinate itself, who told her that she could continue to sing in public. In fact, that was a large deciding factor for why she went to this rabbi, despite some ultra-Orthodox authorities believing that it's forbidden for women to sing publicly. For Kadri, however, who was born Muslim in Haifa, the conversion is complete. Kadri first rose to fame after winning a singing competition in 2012, then a few years later she started the process of converting to Judaism when engaged to her former Jewish partner of 13 years. Their engagement was called off and the pair separated, but Kadri continued her conversion privately. A year later, and on her 32nd birthday, she marked the end of her conversion process with a visit to the Western Wall, a dip in the ritual mikveh baths, and a kosher meal. Still, the ultra-Orthodox in Israel control the chief rabbinate, and the rabbinate maintains a monopoly on conversions to Judaism. Not just here in Israel, but according to them, worldwide as well. A proposal to relieve the rabbinate from sole control over conversion recognitions has been put forward, though, primarily so that converts abroad can qualify for the right of return. This is also a major polarizing issue between Orthodox and Reform sects of Jews to begin with. But as far as Kadri is concerned, who is already here in Israel, Chadashot News reports that the singer is still hopeful that one day she'll be recognized.
That's all for now. I'm Aaron Porras, and see you later with our main daily broadcast from Israel at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.